So when rucking, I want to talk a little bit about breathing and bracing and just your general movement. So when you're rucking, you want to think of keeping the ribs down towards the hip line. When you get fatigued or you've been going for a long time, you'll probably notice your lower back will start to arch and your ribs will start to pop up. And you want to try to avoid that. Obviously, if you're just shifting the load, trying to get some relief, that's normal. But long periods of time in that position are going to light up your lower back, and it's also going to compromise your ability to move air effectively, which is going to lead to a lot of other downstream effects. So when you're rucking, you want to think of keeping the ribs down towards the belt line. And as you move forward, moving your sternum, thinking from like 11 to 1, this small bit of motion. And it might feel a little bit better temporarily to just keep your chest up and lock it out and walk forward. And again, on really long duration rucks, you're going to do what you need to do to make it through that. But when you're first starting out or you're doing training, you want to have more of this position. This is going to keep your thoracic spine or your upper back from getting super locked up if you add a little bit of motion in there. It's also going to help facilitate your breathing by shifting back and forth that rib cage and letting some air move, which will help again keep the load from accumulating. When you're stuck in any position, no matter how good that position is, that's when load starts to add up over time, because you're not shifting the emphasis onto different tissues, and instead those same tissues are being loaded in the same way for long durations of time, and that's when you start to get really beat up and those muscles will start to scream at you. Another thing you can do as you're rucking is to put your thumbs into your pack straps, dig your elbows in and punch forward like this. And what this is going to do is it gives you some nice feedback as you're going. And then when you breathe in, push your tongue to the top of your mouth and think of expanding into your ruck and feeling your upper back push into that ruck. And a lot of times that'll give you some nice temporary relief, especially as you start to arch and extend and those muscles get really tight. This can help you get a lot more expansion through that part of your rib cage. So again, as you're rucking, just temporarily, once in a while, dig those thumbs in, elbows at the side, punch forward a little bit, and you'll notice that you'll get a lot more expansion. And then again, as you're moving, with all of our breathing, we want 360-degree breathing, so your ribs are down, and when you're breathing in, you're trying to get as much expansion as you can. You're not just shallow breathing through your belly. Instead, you're getting those ribs to move up and down, so you're getting nice big full breaths in and full breaths out on every single breath.